Maya Chen's magnetic boots clicked softly against the metal walkway as she made her final rounds of Helios 9's outer maintenance ring. The Frontier Station's afternoon shift was ending, and the massive gas giant Epsilon Eridani IV painted the observation windows in swirling shades of amber and violet. At 17, she was the youngest apprentice mechanic on the station, and probably the only one who actually enjoyed the solitary outer ring patrols. She paused at Junction 47, frowning at her diagnostic tablet. The quantum sensors were picking up an anomaly just beyond the station's defensive perimeter. A shadow in space where nothing should be. Maya tapped her comm unit. "Control, this is Chen. I'm getting some weird readings out here. Permission to extend scan range." Static crackled before Officer Santos responded. "Negative. Chen, your shift ended 3 minutes ago. Log it and head in." Maya's finger hovered over the comm button as she studied the readings. The anomaly was moving. No, it was decaying, like a cloak failing. "Control, I really think you should." The space before her shimmered, and a ship materialized less than a kilometer from the station. Maya's breath caught in her throat. The vessel was unlike anything she'd ever seen. Sleek crystalline structures flowed into organic curves, the hull seemingly carved from a single piece of opalescent material that captured and reflected the gas giant's light in impossible ways. "Control, we have a ship. I repeat, unidentified vessel just decloaked off Junction 47. The response was immediate. "All personnel, battle stations. Chen, get inside now." But Maya couldn't move. The ship wasn't advancing or charging weapons. It was dying. The beautiful crystalline structure was degrading before her eyes, patches of hull becoming transparent like melting ice. Through the dissolving sections, she could see internal chambers filled with technology that defied understanding. Her diagnostic tablet exploded with data. The ship's quantum signature matched records that every human child learned about in school. The archivists, the mysterious civilization that had vanished 10,000 years ago, leaving behind only fragments of their impossibly advanced technology and warnings about something they called the coming darkness. The ship was going to disintegrate completely, taking its secrets with it. Maya made a decision that would change her life and the course of human history. She pushed off from the walkway, engaging her suit's maneuvering thrusters. "Chen, what are you doing?" Santos's voice was sharp with alarm. "The hull's quantum structure is collapsing. Once it goes, we lose everything. I can reach it before." "That's an order, Chen. Return to the station immediately." Maya killed her comm. The ship's deterioration was accelerating, but she could see what looked like an airlock or docking port on the nearest section. Her tablet interfaced with the alien systems automatically, as if the ship had been waiting for her. The port irised open. She landed inside just as the outer hull began to crumble away completely. Emergency force fields snapped into place, preserving the interior while the external structure dissolved into space. Maya's helmet lights illuminated corridors that seemed to be grown rather than built, with patterns that shifted subtly as she moved past them. Her tablet was downloading information faster than she'd ever seen, ancient data streaming past in glyphs that transformed into human-readable text. Emergency protocol activated. Preservation systems online. Seeking compatible inheritor. The corridor led her to a central chamber that took her breath away. Suspended in a column of light was what appeared to be a suit of armor, but like the ship itself, it defied conventional design. It was simultaneously organic and mechanical, its surface rippling with patterns that seemed to respond to her presence. Text scrolled across her tablet. Quantum interface suit Mark VI. Archivist command module. Last creation of our civilization. Waiting for one who can carry our legacy. Maya approached the suit, her heart pounding. The archivists had been the most advanced civilization ever discovered, and they had vanished at the height of their power, leaving behind only fragments of their technology that even modern science couldn't fully comprehend. And now she was standing before what appeared to be one of their most sophisticated creations. The suit's surface rippled again, and Maya gasped as lines of light traced their way across its surface, forming patterns that matched her own body's dimensions. The column of light disappeared, and the suit opened like a flower blooming. New text appeared. Human physiology detected. Compatibility scan initiating. Warning. Integration process is irreversible. Maya knew she should wait for the station's scientists for proper procedures and protocols. But the suit was active now, and she could feel it calling to her, resonating with something deep in her mind. The archivists hadn't just left this technology behind. They had left it for someone to find, for humanity to find. She reached out and touched the suit's surface. It was warm, alive in a way she couldn't explain. More text scrolled. Candidate accepted. Beginning integration. The suit flowed around her like liquid metal, conforming perfectly to her body. Knowledge flooded her mind, not just data, but understanding. The archivists hadn't disappeared. They had transcended, evolved beyond physical form. But they had seen something coming, a threat that their transcendent state couldn't combat. They had left behind guardians, seeds of their knowledge waiting for the right civilization, the right person, to find them. Maya felt the suit's systems integrating with her nervous system, expanding her consciousness. Through the ship's remaining sensors, she could see the station's security teams approaching. She could also see something else. Distant signals. Ancient beacons awakening in response to the suit's activation. The archivists had left more than just this ship, and now those legacies were stirring. But there were other signals too, harsh and mechanical, approaching from the outer system. The suit's knowledge unfolded in her mind. The Korthans, the machine empire that had warred with the archivists, who sought to destroy any trace of their ancient enemy's technology. Maya stood straighter, feeling power thrumming through the quantum circuits now bonded to her body. The suit had chosen her, and with it came a responsibility she was only beginning to understand. Humanity was about to be thrust into a conflict that had been dormant for 10 millennia, and she was now the bridge between two civilizations. She took a deep breath and opened a channel to the station. "Control, this is Maya Chen. We have a situation here, and you're really not going to believe what I have to tell you." The suit's systems pulsed in harmony with her thoughts, and Maya knew that everything, her life, her world, the future of humanity itself, was about to change forever. 6 hours into what Station Command was calling a Level 1 containment event, Maya sat in the center of the quarantine lab, surrounded by scanning equipment and wide-eyed scientists. The suit had shifted into what it called passive configuration, a streamlined form that looked almost like a second skin of flowing silver and blue quantum crystal. Try as they might, none of the station's equipment could penetrate its defenses to analyze what was happening inside. "Miss Chen, please try to deactivate it again," Dr. Harrison said, adjusting her scanners for the 20th time. The elderly physicist had been pulled from her bed when Maya's situation was discovered, and she hadn't stopped working since. "I told you, it doesn't work that way," Maya replied, watching data scroll across her enhanced vision. "The suit isn't just technology, it's a quantum interface system. It's as much a part of me now as my own nervous system." The suit was teaching her, downloading centuries of archivist knowledge directly into her mind in carefully measured streams. She now understood why they had designed it this way. Human consciousness was remarkably adaptable, but too much information at once would overwhelm it. The suit was building new neural pathways, preparing her mind to handle its full capabilities. Captain Laura Santos entered the lab, her face grim. "We've got company. 3 Korthan warships just dropped out of FTL at the edge of the system. They're demanding we surrender any archivist technology we've discovered." Maya stood, the suit responding to her surge of adrenaline by shifting into what it designated as combat configuration. Plates of crystalline armor flowered across her body, and her enhanced senses expanded exponentially. She could feel the approaching ships through the quantum field, massive constructs of metal and energy that pulsed with malevolent purpose. "They can't be allowed to reach the station," Maya said, her voice overlaid with harmonics as the suit's systems integrated more deeply with her vocal cords. The Corthans destroy anything connected to the archivists. They'll kill everyone here just to be thorough. Dr. Harrison stepped forward, her scanner forgotten. Maya, what exactly is happening to you? The energy readings we're getting. They're unlike anything we've ever seen. Maya tried to explain as the suit fed her understanding. The archivists weren't just advanced. They had discovered that consciousness itself was a fundamental force of the universe, like gravity or electromagnetism. This suit isn't just armor or a weapon. It's a bridge between human consciousness and quantum reality. She raised her hand, watching patterns of light dance across her palm. Every particle in the universe is connected through quantum entanglement. The archivists learned to use consciousness to manipulate those connections. That's what this suit does. It lets a human mind access the quantum field directly. The captain's comm unit crackled. Multiple launches detected. Corthan attack craft on an intercept course. Maya felt the hostile craft through the quantum field. 12 fighters, each powered by brutal fusion drives and armed with weapons designed to disrupt quantum technologies. The suit's knowledge told her they were specifically engineered to destroy archivist systems. I have to go out there, Maya said, moving toward the airlock. The station's defenses won't stop them. Absolutely not. Santos blocked her path. You're 17, and we have no idea what that suit is really doing to you. I'm not sending a teenager out to fight aliens. Maya met the captain's eyes. The archivists chose humanity for a reason. They saw something in us, our adaptability, our determination, our ability to face impossible odds and find a way through. That's why this suit responds to human consciousness. We were meant to be their successors. The deck shuddered as the first Corthan weapons impacted the station's shields. Maya could feel the quantum field distorting around them, and with that awareness came understanding of how to manipulate it. The suit wasn't just giving her powers, it was teaching her to understand the fundamental forces of reality. Captain, she said softly, I'm not asking permission. Before anyone could stop her, Maya reached out with her quantum-enhanced consciousness and connected with the particles of air around her. Space itself seemed to bend, and she phased through the wall of the lab, emerging directly into space on the station's outer hull. The Corthan fighters were visible now, harsh angular shapes against the star field. Maya felt the suit's full combat systems activating, connecting her mind to the quantum realm in ways that made her previous abilities seem primitive. She raised her hands, feeling the connections between particles, the endless dance of quantum possibilities. The lead fighter fired, a beam of disruptive energy lancing toward her. Maya didn't dodge. Instead, she reached into the quantum field and twisted. The beam curved around her, its energy feeding back into her suit's systems. The Corthan pilots registered as nodes of consciousness in her enhanced perception. Minds bound by rigid protocols and machine logic, unable to comprehend the true nature of archivist technology. Let me show you what humanity can do with the archivist's legacy, Maya whispered into the quantum field. Light bloomed around her as she began to fight back, not just with power, but with the creativity and adaptability that made humans unique in the galaxy. The battle for Helios 9 was about to begin, and with it, humanity's first step into a larger universe. Maya felt no fear, only a sense of rightness. The suit had chosen well, and she would prove it. Through the quantum field, she sensed other dormant archivist sites stirring to life across the galaxy, responding to the suit's activation. This was just the beginning. Humanity's time had come, and Maya Chen would lead the way into a future that even the archivists couldn't have fully predicted. The vacuum of space erupted in quantum fire as Maya faced the Corthan fighter squadron. Through her enhanced perception, time seemed to flow like molasses, giving her precious microseconds to analyze and react. The fighters moved in perfect geometric formations. Too perfect, she realized. The Corthans fought like machines because that's what they had become, sacrificing their organic nature for cold efficiency. Two fighters dove at her from opposite angles, their energy weapons charging. Maya reached into the quantum field, feeling the interconnected web of particles that made up reality. Instead of dodging, she created a quantum resonance field, causing the fighters' beams to pass harmlessly through her position and impact each other. The resulting explosion took out both craft in a spectacular burst of light. "All station personnel, this is Chen," she broadcast, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her system. "The Korthan fighters are using quantum disruption weapons. Stay behind the inner shields. I'll handle this." The suit was feeding her more tactical data, revealing the true nature of her opponents. The Korthans had once been organic beings like humans, but in their war with the archivists, they had gradually replaced their bodies and minds with mechanical parts, seeking perfection through technology. They had become living weapons, but in doing so, they had lost something essential: the spark of creativity that made organic life unique. More fighters swarmed around her, their weapons creating a web of deadly energy. Maya dove through their formation, quantum fields rippling around her as she turned their own precision against them. Where they moved in rigid patterns, she flowed like water. Where they calculated trajectories, she intuited possibilities. "Station Command, we have a bigger problem," she reported, dispersing another fighter with a pulse of quantum energy. "The main Korthan vessels are positioning for a full assault. They're powering up something big." Through the quantum field, she sensed it. A massive buildup of energy in the lead Korthan warship. The suit's knowledge unfolded in her mind, revealing the terrible truth. It was a quantum nullification device, designed to collapse all quantum fields within its range. If it fired, it wouldn't just destroy her suit, it would tear apart the fabric of space-time around the station. Maya reached deeper into the suit's systems, accessing knowledge that the archivists had left dormant until now. The quantum realm wasn't just a field of energy. It was a layer of reality where consciousness itself could shape the fundamental forces of the universe. The archivists hadn't just built advanced technology. They had discovered how to bridge the gap between mind and matter. "Child of Earth," a new voice echoed in her mind, "neither human nor machine. The time has come to understand why we chose your kind." The quantum field shifted, and suddenly Maya wasn't just observing reality. She was seeing the patterns that underpinned existence itself. The Korthan ships weren't just physical objects. They were knots in the fabric of space-time, their mechanical nature creating distortions in the quantum field. "Your species adapts," the voice continued. "You imagine. You dream. In this, you are like we once were before we transcended physical form. The Korthans chose to fight us by becoming machines, but in doing so, they lost the very thing that could have led them to true understanding." The nullification device was nearly charged. Maya could feel the station's crew watching, their consciousness bright points in her enhanced perception. They trusted her, a 17-year-old apprentice mechanic who had stumbled into something far bigger than herself. "Show them," the voice whispered. "Show them what humanity can become." Maya spread her arms, embracing the quantum field fully. The suit's power flowed through her, not as a tool but as an extension of her consciousness. She didn't just see the quantum connections between particles, she became them, her mind expanding to encompass the space around the station. The Korthans fired their weapon, a beam of pure entropy that should have unmade everything it touched. But Maya was ready. She reached into the quantum field and rewrote the rules of reality itself. The beam didn't just miss. It ceased to exist. Its energy transformed and dispersed through dimensions the Korthans couldn't comprehend. Impossible. The Korthan commander's transmission crackled across all frequencies. "The suit cannot grant this level of control. You are merely human." Maya smiled inside her quantum-enhanced form. "That's exactly why it works. Humanity doesn't just use technology. We understand it, adapt it, make it our own. The archivists didn't leave this suit as a weapon. They left it as a key to unlock our potential." She stretched out her consciousness, feeling the quantum fields around the Korthan ships. Their technology was impressive, but ultimately limited by their binary thinking. Maya didn't need to destroy them. She simply needed to show them something their mechanical minds couldn't process. With a thought, she created a quantum cascade, a ripple in reality that turned the space around the Corthan fleet into a maze of probability waves. Their sensors, designed to detect solid objects and energy signatures, went haywire trying to track possibilities that existed in multiple states simultaneously. This is why the archivists chose us, Maya broadcast to both the station and the Corthan ships. Not because we're perfect, but because we're not. We question, we explore, we imagine. We see patterns where others see chaos, and possibilities where others see limits. The Corthan fleet's formations broke as their mechanically enhanced minds failed to comprehend what their sensors were telling them. Secondary explosions rippled through their ships as quantum feedback loops overwhelmed their systems. Last warning, Maya announced. Leave this system. Tell your empire that humanity is now the guardian of the archivist legacy. We won't seek war, but we will defend ourselves. The Corthan ships retreated, jumping to FTL in a series of flashes that rippled through the quantum field. Maya turned back to the station, its crew's minds bright with awe and questions. She had won this battle, but she knew it was only the beginning. The voice returned, softer now. You begin to understand. But there is more, much more. The legacy we left is greater than weapons or power. It is a path to something beyond. Maya nodded, feeling the truth of it in every quantum-enhanced cell of her body. The real test wasn't defeating the Corthans. It was preparing humanity for what the archivists had discovered out there in the depths of space and consciousness. The war had begun, but it wasn't just a war for survival. It was a war for the very nature of existence itself, and humanity's role in the cosmic dance of consciousness and reality. In the wake of the Corthan retreat, Helios 9 buzzed with activity. Maya sat in what had once been a storage bay, now transformed into a quantum research center. The walls sparkled with holographic displays, showing data streams that only she could fully comprehend. Dr. Harrison and her team worked tirelessly, trying to understand how a 17-year-old girl had just rewritten their understanding of physics. But Maya's mind was elsewhere, exploring the vast network of quantum information the suit had begun to reveal. The archivists hadn't just left behind technology. They had created a vast library written into the fabric of space-time itself. "There's something coming," she said suddenly, causing the scientists to look up from their work. Something the archivists saw centuries ago. That's why they left all this for us to find. The suit's quantum field rippled, and a holographic representation of the galaxy appeared in the center of the room. Spots of light marked the location of other archivist sites, dormant but awakening. But there was something else. A darkness at the edge of the galaxy, a void in the quantum field that shouldn't exist. Captain Santos entered the bay, her expression grave. "We've received reports from the outer colonies. The Corthans aren't just retreating. They're mobilizing their entire fleet. Whatever you did scared them badly enough to abandon centuries of strategic doctrine." Maya stood, the suit flowing like liquid crystal around her. "They're right to be afraid, but not of me. Show them," she commanded, and the suit responded. The holographic display zoomed out, revealing the true scope of what the archivists had discovered. Between the stars, in the seemingly empty void of space, something moved. Not ships or energy signatures, but tiers in reality itself. Rifts where the quantum field simply ceased to exist. The archivists had called them the Void Hunters, entities from a universe where consciousness never emerged, where the cold laws of entropy reigned supreme. The archivists didn't transcend purely by choice, Maya explained, her voice resonating with inherited memories. They evolved because they had to. The Void Hunters consume consciousness itself, breaking down the quantum fields that allow for thought and self-awareness. The archivists fought them for millennia before realizing that physical form was a limitation they couldn't afford. Dr. Harrison stepped closer to the hologram, her scientific curiosity warring with obvious fear. "If these beings are so powerful, why didn't they destroy us already? Why leave us technology to fight them?" Maya smiled. Because humanity has something unique, something the archivists recognized in us. We don't just adapt. We thrive on change. Every other species they encountered tried to perfect their existing form. The Korthans became machines. The Zixatheri became living energy. But humans, we dream of becoming something new while holding on to what makes us who we are. The hologram shifted, showing the quantum architecture of the suit itself. This technology isn't just a weapon or a tool. It's a bridge between what we are and what we could become. The archivists didn't want servants or soldiers. They wanted successors who could finish what they started. Through the quantum field, Maya sensed movement. Across the galaxy, other archivist sites were activating, responding to her presence. And in each location, humans were being chosen, connected to the quantum legacy in their own unique ways. "We're not alone," she announced, feeling the others through the quantum network. "There are more suits, more interfaces. The archivists left us everything we need, not just to fight, but to evolve." Captain Santos frowned. "Evolution takes millions of years. These void hunters are coming now." "Normal evolution, yes," Maya agreed. But the archivists discovered something extraordinary about human consciousness. When we imagine the future, when we dream of possibilities, we create quantum resonances. Our minds naturally reach for higher states of being. The suits don't change us. They unlock what was already there. As if in response to her words, the suit's quantum field expanded, creating a bubble of altered space around her. Inside it, reality became fluid, responsive to thought and intention. The scientists' instruments went wild, recording energy patterns that shouldn't have been possible. "The void hunters aren't just coming to destroy us," Maya continued. "They're coming because they sense what we could become." Humanity stands at a crossroads, not just between survival and extinction, but between remaining as we are and becoming something greater. Through the quantum field, she felt the first tremors of the approaching storm. The void hunters were accelerating their advance, drawn by the activation of the archivist legacy. But she also felt something else: hope, determination, and the unbridled human spirit of exploration and adventure. "We don't have millions of years," she said, her voice carrying the weight of both human determination and archivist wisdom. "But we don't need them. The archivists left us a roadmap to our own transcendence, and humanity's greatest strength has always been doing the impossible on a deadline." The hologram showed more quantum signatures appearing across human space, other chosen ones connecting to their own interfaces, each unique, each offering a different path to understanding the legacy they had inherited. Maya reached out through the quantum field, touching minds awakening to their new reality. The real war isn't just for survival. It's for the right to choose our own path of evolution. The Void Hunters want a universe of pure physics, no consciousness, no dreams. The Korthans want a universe of perfect machine order. But humanity, we want a universe of infinite possibilities. The suit's power thrummed through her, and for a moment, Maya saw beyond the physical realm to where the archivists waited. Not gone, but transformed, watching to see if their chosen successors would rise to the challenge they had left behind. The future of not just humanity, but consciousness itself hung in the balance, and somewhere in the void between galaxies, ancient and terrible entities began to move, drawn to the light of human potential like moths to a flame. The quantum field rippled with distortions as Maya stood at the observation deck of Helios 9, watching reality itself begin to tear. The Void Hunters had arrived sooner than expected, drawn by the awakening of archivist technology across human space. Behind her, holographic displays showed the gathered fleet, not just human ships, but Korthan vessels as well. The machine empire had finally understood the true threat. "They're here," Maya broadcast through the quantum network, reaching the minds of other chosen ones across the galaxy. There were dozens now, each interfaced with their own unique archivist technology. Engineers, scientists, artists, dreamers. The suits had chosen those whose minds could bridge the gap between human imagination and quantum reality. Through their shared connection, She felt Sarah Chen, no relation, in the Proxima shipyards, using her quantum forge to create vessels that existed in multiple states simultaneously. Marcus Webb at Europa Station, his consciousness expanded through spacetime, calculating probability waves that could reshape reality itself. Zara Patil in the Centauri system, whose quantum harmonics could turn the solar wind into a symphony of destructive power. The first Void Hunter emerged into normal space, and Maya's enhanced senses reeled at its impossible geometry. It was a tear in existence, a moving singularity where the laws of physics broke down. Behind it came others, dozens, then hundreds. They moved between the stars like living holes in reality, consuming light, matter, and the quantum fields that allowed for consciousness itself. Remember what we are, Maya transmitted to her fellow chosen ones. Remember why the archivists chose humanity. The Korthan fleet moved first, their ships firing weapons that could crack planets. The beams passed harmlessly through the Void Hunters, reality bending around them like light around a black hole. The Machine Empire's perfect calculations meant nothing against beings that existed outside the normal laws of physics. But humanity had something the Korthans didn't, the ability to imagine the impossible and make it real. Maya reached through the quantum field, connecting with the other chosen ones. Their minds linked together, not in rigid formation like the Korthans, but in a dance of creativity and spontaneous innovation. Each brought their own understanding, their own way of seeing reality. Now, Maya commanded, and human consciousness expanded across space. Sarah's quantum-forged ships phased between dimensions, attacking the Void Hunters from angles that shouldn't exist. Marcus's probability waves created paths of certainty through chaos, allowing the fleet to move without being touched by the reality warping effects. Zara's harmonics turned the background radiation of space itself into weapons, disrupting the Void Hunters' impossible geometries. And Maya, at the center of it all, did what humans had always done best. She adapted. The suit's power flowed through her, no longer feeling alien, but as natural as breathing. She reached into the quantum field and began to weave a new pattern into reality itself. They exist outside our universe's laws, she transmitted to the others. So let's change the laws. Human consciousness, enhanced by archivist technology, but maintaining its unique spark of creativity, reached out across space-time. They weren't just fighting the Void Hunters. They were rewriting the fundamental rules of reality around them. Where the entities brought entropy and dissolution, humanity brought creation and possibility. The Void Hunters reacted, their non-existence pressing against the new patterns of reality. But they had never encountered anything like this. Beings that could imagine new laws of physics and then make them real. Minds that could look at the impossible and say, why not? Through the quantum field, Maya felt the archivists watching. Not with anxiety, but with pride. They had chosen well. Humanity wasn't just using their technology. They were surpassing it, finding applications and possibilities the archivists themselves had never imagined. Together, Maya called out, feeling the others respond. Their consciousness merged not into a singular entity like the archivists had become, but into a harmony of unique voices, each contributing their own note to the symphony of creation. Reality rippled, shifted, and transformed. The Void Hunters found themselves trapped in a universe that no longer obeyed their rules of non-existence. Human imagination, powered by archivist technology, but guided by human creativity, had done the impossible. It had created laws of physics that even beings of pure entropy had to obey. The entities tried to retreat, but the new reality followed them, spreading like a wave across space, not destroying them, but transforming them, making them part of the natural order rather than its antithesis. It wasn't a victory through destruction, but through creation, the most human victory of all. As the last Void Hunter was transformed, Maya felt the quantum field stabilize into something new. Not quite the universe they had started with, but not the sterile void the Hunters had sought either. It was something uniquely human. a reality where possibility and imagination were as fundamental as gravity and light. The Corthan fleet hung in space, their mechanical minds struggling to process what they had witnessed. Maya opened a channel to them. "This is what the archivists saw in us," she transmitted. "Not perfection, not unchanging order, but the ability to dream of something better and make it real. You're welcome to join us in this new universe we've created, not as machines pretending to be living beings, but as living beings who can use machines without being enslaved by them." Through the quantum network, she felt the other chosen ones beginning to explore their new reality. The archivist's technology had been a gift, but what humanity had done with it was uniquely their own. They hadn't transcended like the archivists, nor become machines like the Corthans. They had remained human, and in doing so, had proven that humanity's greatest strength was not in becoming something else, but in remaining true to themselves while reaching for the stars. Maya looked out at the transformed space, feeling the quantum field humming with new possibilities. The archivists had given them the tools, but humanity had built something they had never imagined. A universe where consciousness and physics danced together in endless creativity. The war was over, but humanity's journey was just beginning. They were no longer just inhabitants of the universe. They were its guardians, its dreamers, its inspiring force of endless possibility. And somewhere, in dimensions beyond normal spacetime, the archivists smiled, knowing their legacy was in good hands.